I'm JD, and what I'm going to be doing today is showing you three types of solutions when you have a quadratic equation. Now, it's also going to show you what the roots are and how, well, the x-intercepts and how they behave as well. So you're going to have what's called a discriminant. The discriminant is part of the quadratic formula. It's what's underneath the radical, which is b squared minus 4ac. So based upon that, that's going to tell you what type of solutions they are. So the first type is what we're normally, used to, is I'm going to put d as the discriminant, which is this whole thing, is greater than 0. So in other words, when it's positive, you have a square root of a positive number, you can do that. Square root of 3 is square root of 3, square root of 4 would be 2, etc. And you'll end up getting 2 real roots. Now let me go through this first, and then I'll basically show you what the graphs will look like, or an example of one. So here, the discriminant is equal to 0. That's another possibility. So you have a square root of 0, right? That's in front of the, behind the plus or the minus. So you have plus or minus 0. Well, everything's going to cancel out there. So that's going to leave you with 1 root. And so it's actually not 1 root. It's, well, it is 1 root, but it's also called a double root, which is 1 real roots, or 1 real number. Let me put that. So it's called a double root, but you get 1 real number. Here you're going to get 2 real numbers. Now the third possibility, this is when the discriminant is positive, this is when it's equal to 0. So the third possibility, when it's negative or less than 0. Well, you're going to have the negative underneath the radical. So when the negative is underneath the radical, you're going to get an imaginary number. So you're going to get 2 imaginary numbers or roots. So what will the graphs look like? Well, here it's going to be really clear. I'm going to make 2 of them. Well, there are 2 real roots. That means that it has, the quadratic function has 2 x-intercepts. So it's going to look like this, or it's going to look like this if it's facing up. Now, when it's a double root, that means it has to intersect the x-axis once. So it's a quadratic function, it's parabola. So if it's above, it's going to touch it and then go up. If it's facing downwards, it's going to touch it and then go back down and hit it in just one spot. Now the third type, okay, it's imaginary. That means that they're complex. They're going to come in the form of conjugates. Forgot to mention that, which would be a plus or minus bi, where a and b are real numbers. So it's imaginary. So that means you have no x-intercepts. So if it's above, it's going to look something like that, where it doesn't hit the x-axis at all. Or if it's below, it's going to be something like that. And it doesn't hit the x-axis because there are no x-intercepts. And those are the 3 types of solutions that you can get using the discriminant. And that's it.